Hey there folks, it's me TheTacticalBrit, and I hope you guys had a lovely Christmas and New Year's, and welcome to 2021 where we're going to have lots going on this channel. If you go on to enjoy this video, feel free to subscribe, it supports the channel and I greatly appreciate it. Leave a like too if you fancy. Now today we're talking about a really exciting project that I didn't even know existed up until a few days ago, and that is the Squad Vietnam mod. Yes, you heard me right, Vietnam-based warfare is heading to Squad through an entire development team who are working on it on a side project. Now you might be wondering, well there's been loads of mods before, why haven't I covered any of them until now? Well, this one seems to stand out to me outrageously in terms of what it's trying to achieve in scope and scale, and also just how impressive it is in terms of what they've shown off so far. So in this video, in the backdrop, you're going to see everything that's been on their Discord, including screenshots, everything in between, and also the most recent teaser trailer. But the reason I felt to cover this mod was just because there are a number of developers working on this as modders for Squad as the base game, and it's a very interesting era that I think a lot of people want to play. Now, the Squad engine has been to World War I and World War II now, and, you know, it's got a modern equivalent as well. So seeing modders take it to different time eras such as the Vietnam War is really exciting stuff. Unfortunately, I wasn't a huge fan of Rising Storm 2 Vietnam, and I'm really hoping this can fill a certain gap in the market that I think a lot of people are looking for. When you combine the Squad mechanics, Squad gameplay, and audio, and everything in between, and you just take that really great core engine that they've built over there at OWI, and apply it to different time eras, you tend to get fantastic results. I expect the case to not be massively different with Squad Vietnam here, and I think some of the screenshots and video footage in the background almost speaks for itself. The developers of this mod say that they wanted to go to Vietnam because it has extremely unique gunfights and gameplays, and brings in some of the best asymmetric fights in Squad that they're hoping to achieve with an accurate depiction of the conflict in Vietnam. They're aiming to fit circa 1969 and has tried to be as historically accurate as possible. It's something that they want to do and bring true life and value to the Vietnam War. They're planning on having the US Army and Viet Cong for initial release, and hopefully expand to include the ARVN and Australians on a second release. They're currently planning to release 2 realistic actual maps of the Vietnam setting, and the first of these 2 will be based in the Mekong Delta. They're hoping to release the actual mod in the first quarter of 2021, which will feature the US and Viet Cong, and aim to have V2 out somewhere around the same year as well, with a second map and the ARVN and Australian forces. They're actively looking for level designers, modders, and everyone in between, and I do have a link to their Discord below if you guys are interested in checking this out, whether that's to help them out with the mod, or if you're just somebody who's interested in seeing the development progress. The mod will be using iconic helicopters from the era, including the Huey helicopter, alongside other models such as the Bell H-13, and also using the base game controls and flight systems, which are actually being upgraded in version 2 of Squad, meaning that this mod will have very serious and solid flight control systems, and will also be adding commander ability airstrikes from the Bell AH-1 Cobra. The developers are even possibly aiming to add a gore system to the game. They're saying that the primary focus is obviously the mod itself and getting the content ready, but if possible they do want to add a gore system to this iteration. The mod should play very similarly to Squad, with major tweaks such as assets, maps, balancing, and player behavior. This will have asymmetric warfare, much like we've seen in the default versions of Squad, but a bit more heavy because obviously it's the Viet Cong versus the United States Army. Napalm strikes are also planned for the game, but one thing that they presently don't have is attack helicopters, and the reason for that is because the actual base game of Squad doesn't have them, meaning it would be quite difficult to create something brand new from it. The developers have even possibly hinted at possibly having tree platforms or ambush positions within individual maps. With Squad releasing into V2 this year, I think having a really healthy modding community is something that is going to be a huge asset to the game going forward. I don't really think OWI has done a great job so far of supporting modders, beyond some of the mods that they've outright purchased, such as the Australian and Canadian faction. If you really love the core mechanics of Squad and want that in a Vietnam era, then this is more or less perfect for you. I personally have wanted a game that has Squad mechanics but in a Vietnam era for quite some time, and I think Squad just has a really great feel in terms of shooting and in terms of the gameplay that it produces, and having that move to different time eras is super exciting, and seeing what modders can do with the SDK is even more exciting. This mod is claiming to be quite ambitious with various different assets, as well as having things like boats introduced into the game, when the base game of Squad introduces amphibious vehicles with the US Marine Corps. Now, it's safe to say that other than the gore system and possibly some of the new assets such as the napalm call-in, that they're not actually developing much in terms of changing the core product of the Squad SDK and not changing core elements of the actual overarching game flow and feeling. But what they are doing is creating a asset-rich world to move Squad into a different era, and I think it's really impressive. I don't know about you guys, but I've never hit the mark with any Vietnam games recently. I think the last Vietnam War game I enjoyed was Battlefield Bad Company 2, and that was a hell of a long time ago. Since then, I don't know, I just haven't really felt any of them as much as I'm feeling this mod right here. I think Squad is just such a solid base of a game, having that, V1, possibly V2 engine with, great helicopter controls, great shooting mechanics, great optimization, could really make a huge difference for something like this. As with any mod, I'm sure there's going to be bumps, hurdles, and every other problem in between on the road ahead of these guys, but if there's one thing that the SDK has showed me is that there's huge potential here. If any of you have played Star Wars Galactic Contention, and if you haven't, I highly recommend you do. Galactic Contention is the most incredible mod I've played so far, featuring Star Wars asymmetric gameplay that you just wouldn't have even noticed before. It's really fantastic, and I think it's a great example of why this Vietnam mod could be hugely successful. That's all I have to say really about the Vietnam mod. I think it's really important to support the modding community, and I think I want to do more of these mod coverage videos in the future. So if you have any you want me to check out, please leave a comment below and I will take a look. And also, I'd just like to say, if you want to go and support these guys making this, check it out below. There's going to be a link to their Discord where they regularly update people about what they're working on. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. We're on the road to 30,000 subs here, and I'd love to reach it at the start of 2021. Have a good evening, have a good day, have a good morning, and I'll catch you again in the next video.